think I just saw someone pop in. It says I have 5 viewers instead of four. If you're watching, I'm really just doing research. It's probably pretty boring. Um, so sorry about that. But I'm going through the script of the Wheel of Time, episode 2 of season 1, and I'm trying to put together some things that I want to talk about for the episode in its entirety on Sunday. So sorry if that's really boring. I do have some music playing in the background. If you can't hear it, I can turn it up. Or if you have a question, feel free. I'm literally just going through the transcript of that episode and trying to sort it out and put some thoughts down. Salty, are you there? Or did you dip? We had two more random people hop in again. I don't know, like, I don't know what they're looking for. Like, if I knew what they were wanting, like if we talked every afternoon instead of me doing this crap, they may be more interested. When I see them hop in, I try to tell them like I'm gonna talk about it in detail episode 2 on Sunday, but I think these people are hopping in thinking that like we're actively talking about it every day. So I don't know. I mean, that's cool. I like that there's some interest, but I don't have the chops to just ramble. I mean, I kind of do, but like I don't have all my notes put together. That's why I do this thing on Sunday. Is I'm trying to trying to put all that together so that I'm not scrambling to make notes. Yeah, because I don't have anything to say. Like I mean, I guess I see what you're saying. Like, but it takes my focus to. This is one of the things that I really admire about like some of the streamers that we watch, like No Vitals or whatever. How does he talk while playing Call of Duty? That's insane to me. I can't think about anything else except about how bad I am at the game. And he's over there having a conversation. And you watch guys like Spartacus or whatever, they're playing and actively engaging in chat. I can't even form a coherent sentence when I'm playing that game, much less like trying to think about this show in detail. I mean, maybe it just takes practice. Talk frequently. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I just don't know what to talk about. Like I'm trying to separate all this. I mean, maybe I can at least talk about when the scene changes and kind of a couple thoughts before I type them out. I can actually type something different than what I'm talking about. Talk about what I'm doing. I'm panicking. That's what can I say that? Can I just say panic or have a button to flash on screen? I'm getting anxiety. Anxiety is not a joke, people. I've got lots of time tonight. Like I still have almost 2 hours, so I'm gonna hop out real quick and I'm gonna go hop outside real quick, and then when I come back, I'll try the I'll try the talking thing while I continue. I'll try some things like talk about the scene I'm working on, or some thoughts before I type or whatever. See how that goes. It kind of no, you're fine. Play. It doesn't matter. Oh look, I just somebody else just hopped in. I'm I'm sorry, person who just hopped in. I'm about to take just a brief break. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. I'm just going over the show. Um, I'm looking at the show transcript and kind of talking about what I see. I've read the books for like 8 years, every year, probably twice in their entirety. And I watched the show and I kind of want to doing some research on what I want to talk about on episode 2. I'm gonna do that video on Sunday. So, but I need to go take a quick break. And when I get back, I'm going to continue. I'm on, if you watch the show, I'm on episode 2 of season 1. And this is the scene where the White Cloaks run into Moraine and the people that are, Rand and Perrin and Egwene are all with Moraine, and they run into the White Cloaks for the first time. So I will be right back. I apologize. Being unmuted would help. That would be a start. I pinned that message up at the top, Salty, to see if that helps at all. Because people are clicking on my channel and I don't see them every time. I don't have like a big I don't have like a big window that shows. I just have this one little spot on my screen, and it's not on the screen that I'm looking at. So I don't know what I can do about that. Um, I think maybe if I rearrange Streamlabs to show the viewer count on the left-hand side, it'll catch my eye a little bit better. Let me see if I can change that real quick. Let's see. Uh, can I move it? It won't let me. It won't let me move it. Kind of sucks. Editor. Add a tab. I can't like undock the chat from where it's at and move it to the other side. The only other alternative is to like move it to the smaller monitor, but then I can't read what anybody puts or see anything really. I guess what I could do is take my actual like web browser. I could take my web browser and put it on the smaller monitor so I can see maybe. Let me see. And I lost my chat. I lost my chat on the great. Stream preview. My chat. There's my chat. Oh, there we go. And then it shows. Okay, so I just saw that now I have 4 viewers instead of 3, so that means somebody hopped in. It's still not really that visible. It should be fine. Everything's fine. Hello, new viewers. I would love to know why you clicked on me. That's like the question that's burning up my curiosity at the moment because I'm new to this and so I don't know why people click, but I'm glad you're here. If you have any questions about what I'm doing or fantasy books or anything, I'd be happy to discuss. What I'm doing on stream is pretty boring. This is the transcript of the this is the script of the show, The Wheel of Time, specifically season 1, episode 2. Because my beard was cool. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I get that. I get that sometimes. Not every time, but sometimes. Hide notebook. Bring this a little closer. So, like right now, I'm working on this part of the script. This is where the White Cloaks meet Moraine and company in season 2. This is the first time they meet. And just to kind of, if anybody, I see the one person that's new, and what I'm trying to do is show like some differences between the show and the book. For example, I don't think Moraine, to my knowledge, meets the White Cloaks in the book at any point in the entire series. 14 books, over 300 hours of reading, and she never meets them once. And here in episode 2, they meet them right off the bat. So think it's, kind of one of the things I'm talking about this coming Sunday is that it's important that the crew meet the White Cloaks, but the scenes happen differently in the books. And so it's like a decision from the show writer's standpoint. How do all these groups and factions of people have to meet the main characters, and in the books it just happens differently. That was a choice by Robert Jordan, but in the show, maybe the writers felt that they had to see those people a lot sooner. So we've got the White Cloaks show up, and then we've got Dane Bornholt is talking to Moraine, and they show in the beginning of the episode that Eamon Valdez specifically is really good at capturing Aes Sedai. He kills the chick from the Yellow Aja, takes her ring in her hands, just kind of gruesome. So, like, they're demonstrating that the Aes Sedai do have some fear of the White Cloaks, and in this scene, Moraine handles it pretty good, I think. Obviously they didn't get captured, so that's good. And then one of the things I look at while I'm looking through these scripts from the show is that anytime an Aes Sedai is talking, I'm trying to validate that. Just for an example, Moraine says, "I'm a lady from a fallen house." That's true. House Damodred is the high seat of House Kyrian, but she totally she is telling the truth. So I try to fact check anytime they say something on screen specifically. I kind of know who all the Black Aja is. By the time you get to the end of the written series, you kind of have a rough idea of who everybody is. And I think it's fun to go back to the beginning, book one, the Eye of the World, and just go all the way through and try to catch all the Black Aja before they tell you, because it's interesting to see how the moving parts work. And I'm kind of interested to see how they handle it in the show, because like part of the reason the Black Aja is such a big shock is one that the Aes Sedai deny that they exist. They're very stubborn in the books, and in the show, I think they talk about the Black Aja quite a bit. So I have to verify that, but I think it's interesting, like the contrast between the book and the show, because in the book they say that the Black Aja doesn't exist and they can't exist because of the three oaths. And then in the show, there's some inconsistencies that don't set that tone that the Aes Sedai always tell the truth. So I'm just kind of looking at what they say in the show to try to see if I can at least prop the show up and say, yes, in the show, the people that are not Black Aja always tell the truth because they're bound by the oaths. The screenwriters did a good job. So Moraine says, "Wars and witches don't concern us, sir." That's true. We're just hoping to find a safe place to settle for the night before the light fades. That's also true. And then this is interesting. I, I'm trying to find, I've had the Kindle app open. I have the book open, and I'm trying to find um, where the Children of the Light talk about, like where they talk about being called the questioners, because I was pretty sure that they don't like being called the questioners. They like being called something else. I can't remember what. I can't remember exactly what they call themselves. And this is why I'm doing the research. So on Sunday I should have all this answered and be able to talk about it pretty clearly, and just start from the beginning of the episode and make it to the end. Lord Captain Bornhold. Find and replace. Is there a find and replace? I'm a big audio reader, so I don't actually know how these guys' names are spelled. Where is it at? Find and replace. Replace with Bornholm. Yeah. Replace all. Okay, so Lord Captain Commander Bornhold. They do call themselves something different. I'm gonna find this. This is something I need to find real quick. I'm irritated that it's not just coming to me because I remember hearing it and specifically trying to remember questioners. Oh, the hand of the light. That's right. Yeah. So in the books they're called the hand of the light, and they do not like being called questioners. Now my question is, does Bornhold call them questioners? And I think they do. I think Bornhold doesn't care. Let's see. Where do they run into them? It'll be. If you refuse to come to the light by the time we reach Amador, I will be forced to turn you over to the questioners. But I don't think any questioners are present. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards, is that they call them questioners, but they don't call it to them to their face because they don't like that. We just had it. Children of the Light. Hand of the Light. Yeah. So this is the kind of inconsistency that bothers. It doesn't bother me. It just kind of creates some like mental friction when I hear this. So Bornhold is questioning Moraine, and Bornhold has authority as Lord Captain in the Children of the Light's hierarchy, and then Valda makes like a gesture or something, and Bornhold says, "One of the questioners with us today," and he normally wouldn't say that to a questioner's face because there's kind of like tension between the Children of the Light and the Hand of the Light, and normally he wouldn't do something like that. Hand of the Light. This is kind of a sore point for the this is kind of a sore point for the Children of the Light in general. So because they're so zealous about who they are, they kind of make all the rulers angry. Like the rulers of Kyrian and Tyr and Andor and all that. None of them want the questioners in their land. And so like this statement by Land right here is factual. So like Land says this isn't your land, and they hear that all the time. This kind of stuff is always kind of a nice dig. Like Children of the Light are like really obnoxious in the books, and they're more scary in the show, like really scary. I was surprised at how kind of grim and brutal they were, but um, in the books they're kind of made out to be like kind of scary. But the people that have authority just kind of stand up to them and say, leave us alone. This isn't your land. So the Children of the Light usually travel around in big groups, when that comes up later on too. And then this is always their answer: Children of the Light hold sway wherever men walk in the light. Where did you say you were from? Yeah, that's perfect. Lan Lan is amusing here. He's not scared of any of these dudes. He's a master swordsman, and he knows what's up. And it is curious that like I said, Moraine and Lan never once meet the Children of the Light. I don't think. If somebody can prove that otherwise, I'd like to know where in the book that happens. It's definitely not the Eye of the World. I don't think they ever run into the children. So, but if Lan did bump into them, this is exactly what would happen. He would dodge the question and then immediately answer the question, and then you know make the comment, make this comment about people not keeping their hands to themselves. It is kind of interesting from Lan's perspective. Like if you read the prequel, they put you in Lan's head, which is kind of unusual. It doesn't happen often in the book, but they put you in his head, and the things that he has going through his brain, him having to say, I didn't say where I came from, saying I didn't would be a slap in the face to Valda, because in Lan's mind, I shouldn't I shouldn't have to correct you that you asked such a dumb question. And then he answers the question because he's got honor. He has honor. That's like a big thing. And then he makes the threat here where men know how to keep their hands to themselves lest they lose them. And in his mind, he's insulting Balda extremely because he would never have to tell a man from the borderlands to keep their hands to themselves. This is a massive insult from him, and I could see it. I could see it happening. Um, and Balda says, "Search the horses." Then he moves on and say, "The White Tower dispatched 8 sisters." Okay, so this was interesting when I was looking at the my show notes. I only counted 5 rings, but I think later on down here they say 7. So it says they say they dispatched 8 sisters to deal with Logain's army. They can't help but get their fingers in others' business. And is that why they're saying that Moraine is down here? That's not right. Maybe it's that she can't count on any help because he's caught all of them. That might be what the show writers were talking about, or why they put this scene in here, because none of the show watchers will know that she's out there by herself. Like in the books, she's Aes Sedai. She doesn't need any help. B, she doesn't get a wound in the Two Rivers fight, like Winter Night, where they have the fight with the Trollocs. So this is kind of the stuff that I want to talk about on Sunday, is that they change things in the show to make it more appealing, but then they create these little plot holes that they have to fill in, and that takes effort. Uh, potato soup. Potato soup looks good. This has to be why they. This has to be why they put the white cloaks in here to demonstrate who they are and to imply that Moraine's not going to get any help and they have to do it all by themselves. I don't agree with it, but that's probably why they did it. So now I'm splitting up the script a little bit more. It all just gets dumped in here all as one big group, and I have to kind of remember where we're at in the show and who's saying what. So like this is Moraine saying, sorry sir, I have a wound. The pain, it's not healing well, which is every word is true. And then right after that, Valda says, what happened to you? And she says, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. And that's also true. And then, she doesn't want to get trapped into saying something like, oh, how, who injured you and what were you doing when you got injured? Because then she wouldn't be able to answer that without trapping herself. She's very skilled at trying to stay out of the question traps. This is in the Borderlands. That's a dumb question by Valda. Or I think Bornhold said that. Bornhold. This is in the Borderlands. No, sir. No, west of here, near them. This is something that bothers me. I don't know where they're actually at in the map, but I specifically made a note of this in my show notes versus my book notes because they're traveling north. They're traveling north right now. So I'm not really sure what's going on. Maybe I'm missing something, but I mean, maybe they travel east and then north, but I'm pretty sure it's the other way around. Pretty sure they just go north to try to get to. They're trying to get to White Bridge and then onto Tarvalin. Um, but maybe I'm just missing something. I have to look at the map and see exactly where they're at. And then let's see. Bornholt says, "I see your wound," and then they say Trollocs is far south. Flash truly upon us. And then this is kind of tricky. He asks, name of the town where you came from. She's being literal. They just came from Tarn Ferry, so she can say that. The three O's would have trapped her if she had if they had not stopped in Tarn Ferry. And then she says there were many people hurt there. Also true. Perhaps you can help them. And then let's see. This is one hall again, I think. We're going to try to steer clear of the Aes Sedai where we can. When you get to White Bridge, find one. So they know that there's one at White Bridge. Only one of those women can hear your room, like with you. Why does Baldus such a? I do want to say that the casting for Eamon Balda is absolutely wonderful. Whoever did the casting for the show did such a good job. Like the casting for Rand is spot on. The casting for Perrin I think is spot on. Bornhold looks solid. Eamon Balda is perfect. Even Podon Fane. Podon Fane's a weirdo, and I think they did a good job of kind of capturing his kind of crazy persona that he ends up having as we move along in the show. And so we've got some visible friction in the show between Valda with the Hand of the Light and Bornhold, who's the Lord Captain. Lord Captain Commander should be able to tell somebody who's lower in rank where to go, but the Hand of the Light kind of does their own thing, and he even says that we questioners have a higher purpose because they're jerks. And then, so let's see, the White Cloaks depart. We have like a scene break, so let me move my notes down a little bit so I can make some room. And let's see, I can't remember. I don't like this statement. It's why we usually travel together. That's technically true. They do travel together a lot, but that's not why. They don't do it because of the White Cloaks. They don't care about the White Cloaks. I still like the scene. Like it's hard. It's hard as a book reader to hear misattribution. Like if somebody says something that's not the person who said it or whatever. It's easy to kind of get mad about that, but I don't really care. They all these things that are being said in this little paragraph are true, and it's easy to nitpick. I think Tom Maryland says some of this, who's not even in the show except for like 5 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna label this section lore because I really like this. I like this scene. I don't like why it's here because Tom Maryland should exist, but it is like every bit of this is it's kind of cool to watch. Like we don't get a lot of singing up to this point, and so to see it is I'm glad they put it in there. And then so they sing their little song, and Moraine gets to monologue for a little bit. She gets the opportunity to info dump on Manetheren. And Matt is being sarcastic. It's just a song. No idea who Manetheren is anyway. Manetheren means mountain home. And then she goes on this big long story. I really like it. I do believe she says all this, but I think she says it in what would be the first episode. I think she tells like the town I think she tells the Two Rivers people about it right after the battle with the Trollocs. Um, and then it still rubs me wrong when they throw in cliches and then the cliches are even okay, but then she says stuff like this redundant stuff. Remember that, like they're gonna remember what you say. You're an Aes Sedai, you're used to it. And then she says you'll need it in the days to come. Like these are obvious filler lines that I don't really like. She doesn't really say stuff like that. She's every statement she says is important. She doesn't have to remind you. Um, so it's just like a character personality thing that it doesn't bother me, but like I said earlier, it causes me that mental friction. That's the part that your wife is at, is where they camped for the night, or right after they sing the song. I'm reading a little bit at the moment. I'm trying to find something that I have on screen. I'm trying to fact check if there's somebody in here that Moraine is talking about the Two Rivers past eavesdropping. Oh, she's on the part in the book where Moraine is talking about that. So, right, right. It happens at a different spot in the book than it does in the show, and that's fine. Um, yeah, that makes sense. I like that part. It's such a good spot in the book. You kind of get some lore in there. Right now, I'm trying to verify like who's pushing to go to Shadar Logoth. I thought it was Moraine, but I can't remember. And then in the show, I thought it was flipped. Perhaps it's how close. So Moraine's like questioning why Lan is scouting and having us walk on the trail too close. Like she's blaming him for taking them too close to the city. Man, are you gonna start the show again? Are you gonna start from season one and just go up to season two for Sunday, or are y'all just gonna binge it again? Oh, did it really? Am I dropping frames? Wouldn't surprise me. Uh, says my stream quality is good. 0.1% drop frames. Uh, oh, I gotcha. Are you gonna watch the whole show, or are y'all just gonna catch up to what I'm gonna talk about on Sunday? Like, are you just gonna go up to episode 2, or like, what's the plan there? Just in one night? Yeah. Watched episode 2 yesterday to take some notes. Your farm song is back. Does it make you want to go grab a hoe? Watch out. This one's called Hello Terry, so you can ask for that one anytime. In fact, I'll put it on a loop for a little bit because it's pretty short. It's how short this is. It's only a minute and a half, but I like it. It's kind of got a little bounce to it. Come here, ho. It's funny. Oh man, this I've got to listen to this group of chapters all over again because there is tension between Moraine and Matt about I'm not Moraine and Lan about going to Shadar Logoth, and I thought Moraine was mad about it, which would match up with the show. But I also remember Lan being about it, like Lan telling her like it's too dangerous. They have discovered the false trail. This isn't it, man. Too dangerous. Where am I at? Page 265. This one ought to give me some good search results. Door. Why didn't it loop? Oh, it only looped, it's looping the whole thing. Let me start it over. This makes me mad. I know it's there. I remember. So your wife should be on like chapter 9, the tellings of the wheel, something like that. It's right before they leave, I think, is when Moraine talks about it. Oh, yeah, so she just finished it. Perfect. Called it. She gets to meet a creature that she's never heard of before in about one chapter. A spooky one. A smut monster? That's really funny that you say that. Um, can she hear me? Like, I don't want to spoil it if she doesn't want me to talk about it, but technically it is a smut monster, sort of. It's really funny that you called it that. Does she care if I talk about it, or does she want to read it herself? All right, cool. Land did not slow their pace. There is only one place we can be going, he called, sounding hollow and directionless. So they're covered in fog, okay. Maybe that's what I was picking up on that, but not what the actual problem was. So I've got, I think it's just me, you, and Dreamfighter Mike in chat. So I think the 3 viewer count is accurate. Interesting, if I put it in audio only mode, it doesn't count as a viewer. Oh, really? Just keeping me on my toes by adding people. Someone's got to keep me honest. I I did not take the 3 O's. I don't have to be honest. Are you still playing Call of Duty? Like, are you even winning or? Aw, that means a lot to me. Oh, it's my fault. That's fair. Well, we've been at it for almost 2 hours this time. I mean, last Sunday it was an hour and a half. Yesterday was an hour and a half. Today's 2 hours, and I'm not making much progress because trying to talk and read while at the same time is tough. I mean, I'm skimming. I skimmed all of chapter 11 and I'm halfway through chapter 12 skimming, but like trying to find a specific instance is hard even if you've read it a million times. I don't know how I'm going to balance like talking and trying to read. I almost want to say that like if I stream it should just be like playing video games or something during the week and then talk about what I'm going to do on Sunday if anybody's interested. But I like having an excuse to have my music up. What's a smart play? Playing a video game instead of streaming this? Whatever makes me engage better. Yeah, there's just not a lot of here. Look, I'll show you my Steam library because this would be the only content that I'd be able to do on stream. Is this stuff? So like I have this is the game I want to play. This is where the soundtrack comes from. Is Heartbound. I haven't played it at all. Like my daughter played it, but I haven't played it at all. Once I start posting to YouTube, people can come over. Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. So like I've got, I could play. I don't think anybody's playing a roller coaster tycoon on Twitch. Let me look. If somebody's playing it right now, I'm gonna be pissed. I thought I had an original idea. Like the Twitch roller coaster tycoon. Come on, baby. Nobody. Nobody. Uh, yeah, nobody. I would think that if I click on a game that it would show somebody that was online, and it doesn't show. Yeah, it doesn't show anybody. But yeah, here's something that I. So that's my Steam library. I don't know if you can still see it or if you're just on your phone, but I could play Roller Coaster Tycoon. Nobody plays that. Nobody plays that on Twitch. And I'm not good at the game, but it'd be amusing to like kill the citizens and drown them in pools and stuff like that. Or I could play Portal or some of this other stuff. Like I have Stardew Valley. Everybody loves that game. And then I have this other game, Champions of Breakfast. It's pretty interesting. I really think I want to do this tomorrow. Where'd my chat go? Do I like Skyrim? Yeah, I do, but like I'm not good at. I never played it on a PC. I've only played it on Xbox, and I don't have any mods for it. I don't know if I want to buy a $60 game that's 10 years old. Related content? Yeah, probably. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's related, sort of. They have swords. It's like saying A Knight's Tale is related, or a Disney movie. Cannot grab the corner of this window to resize it. Medieval fantasy? Yeah, but there's no. This, yeah, I guess they could probably make a mod. They could probably make a Wheel of Time mod for it. That'd be kind of cool. Here's my here's my like projects. Kind of what we were on the phone with about, like on the phone about. It's kind of my projects. I haven't really added anything yet, but like change um, to Streamlabs. So we've already started that process, and then so like I like this program, this website Trello to kind of keep track of what I wanted to do. So like we could do stream, video game, just something to do instead of just do book research. I can invite you. I have to pull it off screen so I could. It's not really that important. So like I can invite, and we could talk about it on the phone later, but I can invite you to just one card or to all of this, and I'm thinking about adding my family to the Game Maker Studio one because oh let me show you the before you go. I know you said you got to go. Let me show you my the Game Maker Studio. This is hilarious. I made a crab that can move. Let me get. How do I expand all this? There we go. So there's Krabby Boy. Can you see him? So there's Krabby Boy. Now if I push this play button, I can make him move or make it look like he's moving. It looks terrible. But I like kept the claw shape and I just ultra realistic leg movement with only four legs. You should show that to your wife and see if she. My sister thought it was the cutest thing in the world. I just thought it was funny. What is onion skinning? I don't know what that does. It doesn't do anything. Maybe the Sprite is too low quality. All right, man. Well, oh, she laughed. I'm gonna make a seagull next. I'm taking requests. I think I'm gonna stop for the night too, man. I need to. I don't know if I told you that it was hard to sleep last night, but I didn't tell you why. It was because I was all pumped up for the. No, not Smut Monster. I'm not gonna. I could build one of those. I don't know how I'd label it though. I uh, I couldn't sleep last night because I was still like you were asking me questions and I was put on the spot, and so my adrenaline started pumping, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna answer the questions, and I like started to panic, and then I couldn't come off the adrenaline high until like 10 o'clock last night. Whoops. So that's the very beginning of my game, and then I've got Roller Coaster Tycoon as an option. You're welcome. Go watch your show. Go watch your show. I think I'm gonna switch to roller. I'm gonna go take a break, and then I'm gonna. Thanks. I'm gonna change. It says I can change my title like while I'm live. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a break because nobody's watching anyway, and then I'm gonna change my title to Roller Coaster Tycoon and play for like an hour. See how that does. Yeah, have a good night, man. I'll see you later. This thing does not like running Roller Coaster Tycoon, that's for sure. Can I get out? Am I frozen? Sucks. Die. Die, Roller Coaster Tycoon. Let me try again. It's crashed twice now. That looks terrible. It looks terrible the way it was meant to be played. It doesn't even fill up half the stream screen. Let me think I can make it 800 by 600, and that'll fill up most of it at least. Nope, still terrible. I'll try to play it in 1024. I just don't know if I can. My vision is terrible. I don't know if I can do anything. Okay, so I love this game. I love this map. It's the starter map. We'll just go here and start with this big old thing. Yeah, where's my wood chip at? There he is. Oh, I can't do all the games post, any of that. I thought there was a faster way. Oh, there it is. I knew there was a faster way to move around. I'm rusty. Oh, Jesus. Free to enter, and then I should make something that's noisy. Little merry-go-round. Entrance, exit, paths. And kill the bench. Crank it up. Get some music going. the coaster in Houston is called. And we've got our first couple victims. It was extremely expensive for a merry-go-round. waiting for the new month to roll over. Guess they just started. Nice. Nice. Just heard somebody puke. Where is it? There it is. Clean up. Alright, cool. Cannot name. I can't remember the name of the roller coaster that's in that Astral World. There's a wooden roller coaster, super popular. I'm irritated that it's not coming to my brain. Just the money maker for the thrill seekers. Uh-oh. Broke. Come on. Stupid roller coaster. Batman Forever, The Viper, Texas Freefall. That was in San Antonio. Dungeon Drop. Joker, San Antonio. What was the wooden roller coaster in Disney Park? Nashville. I should have researched the kiosk before I did anything else. So I could sell me some umbrellas. The park is really good value. You should think about increasing the price. I will.